It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin. Welcome. My name is Ebuka, and welcome to September. The Ember months are here. It's also seriously political season. The PDP has finally said that on the 6th of October they will be having their primaries, and I think that's probably the most important primaries of all the parties, because with the APC there still seems to be just one candidate running for office there, which is the incumbent President Buhari. With the PDP, is a very, very large field. I think we have about 14 candidates so far who are running for office. So the 6th of October is probably going to be the most important day in the elections before, of course, February 16th in 2019. A lot is happening in the political space, both on the federal and state level. Politicking is in high gear. We're hearing already about nomination forms and who can and cannot afford them. But we're going to be looking at the PDP and an interesting thing that happened during the week, a pact. We did hear about a group of presidential candidates who came together to decide on who would be a consensus candidate for them, and it was interesting, the outcome. I have here with me Dele to dissect some of this. How are you doing?
I'm fine with that.
Very well. Let's look at the PDP now. Starting with the Senate President, of course, Bukola Saraki, who, interestingly, finally, what was pretty much an open secret. Everybody knew he was going to do it. We just didn't know at what point he was going to do it. But he came out during the week and officially declared that he'll be running for president in 2019. A bit controversial, the venue he chose, because those who organized that spoke up against the fact that he used what was supposed to be a non-political event and sort of hijacked, in their words, their event. Ben, how did that come? How did you take that?
Well, I think you chose the best word when you said it was the worst kept secret in the world. It was a question of when, not if, he will throw in his heart. And then maybe I wasn't expecting at that event, but I've come to expect everything from Nigerian politics. I think there's probably no impossibles in Nigerian politics. So I felt sorry for the not too young to run group. It puts them in a very bad light. The event was supposed to be an interaction with the PDP party. I think they aligned up such interaction with other political parties, and therefore somebody who was supposed to be the keynote speaker to then turn it to a declaration venue. I felt so bad for the not too young to run group, but and I think it's a moment Saraki shouldn't be proud of. But interestingly, I think I read him issue an apology and then show that he didn't intend to do that, and that's fine by me. The much bigger picture is that it makes what is supposed to be, what is looking like a UEFA Champions League battle for the tickets look even more interesting. I just can't wait to live through September and see who exactly picks the tickets from PDP. It's anybody's guess.
It's like I said, there's so many heavyweights there now. We definitely have the former Vice President Atiku, who has been in the race for quite a bit now, and we have, of course, Senate President Saraki. We have Tambuwal, who hasn't completely come out, but we know he's going to do eventually. Kwankwaso did have his own, with, of course, some drama where he was allowed then disallowed from using the Eagle Square, and he pretty much shut down Jabi in Abuja with his own declaration. There's Sule Lamido. There's so many of these people, and in the history of the PDP, they've never really had this many political candidates, I don't know, in their almost 20-year history, that they've had this many people running for office. And this is a party that is still basically trying to get their act together after sort of a 3-year, I want to say, silence as an opposition party. Is this going to help them in any way? Because so many egos are going to be bruised because only one person can take the ticket.
I hate to sound like this, but as much as I love the idea, it's going to make an interesting view for those of us who are watching from the outside. I worry as to what happens after. You have persons of so much ego. Atiku, Kwankwaso, Shekaral, Lamido, McCarthy, Dankwambo, Tambua, Saraki. I don't envy Secondus. I don't envy him at all, having to manage. Now, the big job is managing the party after the primaries. How do you get everybody to rally around behind whoever wins to ensure? Because that is the only way PDP stands a chance against the incumbent president. No matter what we think about him and his performance, he has a huge cult followership, especially up north. So you need a coalition, a committed coalition, if you have going to stand a chance of unseating him. If, for example, a Dakwambo, who is probably very, very young and unknown, not a heavyweight, wins the ticket, how do you convince Atiku Abubakar, Saraki, to fall in behind and then support him?
But looking at the way things happened with the APC, sorry to cut you there, I mean, we did have sort of the same thing as well with the APC in 2014. Atiku Abubakar lost. Most people thought he was going to cause some chaos, but he actually immediately congratulated the now President Buhari at the time. And we're hearing that they might also have to do that with this situation now, where they're going to get the candidates to sign a pact and say that whoever wins, they will sort of align with whoever it is. You don't think they would hold on to that sort of agreement and make it hold weight?
Now the different thing here is, which I think, in my own opinion, with the APC, there were about just 3 heavyweights, if I'm not mistaken. There was Buhari, there was Atiku, and there was Kwankwaso. And interestingly, Atiku and Kwankwaso practically ran out of PDP. They needed to leave PDP for their own sanity. So they took shelter in APC. Was that the reason why they respected the agreement? I don't have insider information. Would we have such a thing with PDP? I do hope so. I really do hope so, because I did say in 2015, when PDP lost, that for Nigeria to make meaningful progress, you need a viable opposition. It's going to be bad news. We are seeing the effect of a disintegrated PDP right now, because as much as we like, there is nobody keeping the APC on its toes. Now, so we need PDP to come up to life. We need them to survive September. It's not going to be good for Nigeria if they disintegrate and then move into all the other mushroom parties, because with all the respect to those other parties, they don't stand a chance. So it's either PDP or APC. I have also come to know that these agreement things don't work. They're not legally binding. So what will happen if, for example, Saraki loses and decides not to support whoever wins? What happens to Saraki? Nothing. They're not legally binding agreements. So I will sit down in my house and then watch with keen interest as to what happens during the before the primaries, during the primaries, and after. Like my very good boss Sam had to say, the transfer window is open, and there are beginning of so much transfers.